Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, let's call this meeting of Mount Carmel Area School Board to order. Please rise. Pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Mrs. James, roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant,
I'm here.
Mr. Becker,
Present.
Mr. Britt.
Here.
Mr. Gonzalo.
Here.
Mrs. James is present. Mrs. Latour. Here. Mr. Muldowney.
See on mute.
You on mute, Bob?
Mr. Muldowney.
Here.
Thank
There we
you. All right. Mr. Reno.
Here.
Mr. Zach.
Here.
All present.
Thank you, Ms. James. Mr. Cheddar, under announcements, has something as we begin.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Just some brief announcements for everyone as we get started here. Just a reminder, in the junior high, senior high, there was a little bit change to our tutoring schedule. Again, beginning on January 10th, a few weeks ago, the teachers that you see there on the screen are going to be taking appointment-only tutoring sessions at this time. So again, how this works, Mrs. Guffey for ELA, Mr. Swank, and Ms. Danilovich for science, Brooke Crow for special education, Cassandra Smith for math, and Mark Schlegel for social studies. You can have any teacher in those subject areas, but if you're a student and you need some help, it's a random night and you need some help with your homework or a project, you can set up a time with the teachers that you see there on the screen where you'll have a one-on-one session with them. So students, please take advantage of this great opportunity. Again, this is going on Monday through Thursday, but please reach out to those teachers on the screen if you have any questions about our after-school tutoring. Just some calendar updates for our learning community. Remember our Monday, January 7th, it was originally scheduled as a teacher in service date, but that now school is in session on the 7th, but there's no school for students on Monday, February 14th. That'll be a teacher in service day. And a reminder, Friday, February 18th is an Act 80 early dismissal. And due to the day that we had off, I believe last Friday or the Friday previous, the Monday, February 21st will be our first snow makeup day. Just a reminder that January is School Board Recognition Month. Again, the people that you see there on the screen have put in a lot of time and effort into the children and our learning community. I truly appreciate all the work that they do for our district, and I know our administration and our teachers and our students do as well. So Jose Gonzalo, Jim Britt, Dan Reno, Donna James, Cheryl Latour, Bill Brecker, Bob Muldowney, Nevin Valiant, Ed Zach, and Ed Greco, our district solicitor. Again, thank you for all the work that you have done for our district. We really appreciate it. And again, when you see the people you see on our screen, make sure you pull them aside and thank them for everything they do for Mount Carmel area. That is all I have at this time, Mr. Gonzalo.
Thank you, Mr. Cheddar. At this time, we usually recognize the School Board Merit Award winners, and I believe our elementary student is ill and is not going to be here tonight, and we will do him next month. Our high school Merit Award winner is Matthew Kelly. The Mount Carmel Area School Board of Education Merit Award winner for the month of November is 11th grader Matthew Kelly. He was nominated for the award by his teacher, Mrs. Munger. She says, Matt is a role model for students in many ways. He is dedicated to learning, always working hard in class. He works well with others and values his education. Matt is also a role model for athletes at MCA, making a positive impact at sporting events. He is not just a good player, teammate, or spectator. He humbly interacts with teammates, opponents, and fans after the game or meet. The sportsmanship he shows is unmatched. MCA is lucky to have Tank as one of the members of our learning community. Matthew is a member of the football, winter track, spring track and field, and MCA scholastic scrimmage teams. He is a district gold medalist and state medalist for shot put, and was recently named an all-state football player. Matthew spends his free time playing sports and listening to music. His future plans are to attend a four-year university and compete athletically. Matthew is the son of Rob and Angela Kelly of Cultmont. If I may add, Matthew has been a pleasure to be around. I've been fortunate to be around him for at least the last 3 years with the football team. And one of our other sports programs has the motto of work hard and stay humble. I think Matthew could be the poster child for that because he works awful hard and he has remained humble through all of it. Matthew, you're a credit to Mount Carmel area. You're a credit to your family. You're a credit to the Mount Carmel area school district as a whole. And among the congratulations that should be put out, it should be to your parents for raising such a wonderful young man. Matthew, congratulations on this award.
Great job, Matt.
Say something if you want.
I'd just like to thank the board for having me here today. I'd also like to thank Ms. Munger, my parents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Matt.
Okay, we need an approval of the minutes. A motion is needed to approve the minutes of the December 1st, 2021 special board meeting and reorganization meeting.
Motion.
Motion,
Mr. Barker,
Second.
second,
Mr. Zimmer.
and that is just a voice vote.
Mhm.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? PTA representative report. We have someone here tonight? Okay, we'll do that another time. At this point, we'd like to recognize guests desiring to speak to the listed agenda items. Please state your name and address.
There are no online comments at this time.
None? Thank you, Mr. Tresker. Administrative reports, Superintendent, Mr. Cheddar.
Mr. Gonzalez, I do not have anything to report at this time.
Okay, principals, senior high school.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I apologize for not being there in person this evening. I just have a few quick announcements. I just want to let everybody know that MCA is hosting the NMS Honors Band tomorrow in our schools. That is schools coming from Northumberland County, Montour County, and Snyder County, including Mount Carmel, Shamokin, Line Mountain, Danville, and Selinsgrove. Every school sends approximately 20 students. So we'll have a group of about 100 musicians. They will put together a concert during the day tomorrow, and the concert will be held tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. in our auditorium. So that is quite an accomplishment. We held the first inaugural concert in 2016. The only other announcement that I have from the high school is that Keystone Winter makeups were concluded this past week, and students will now be gearing up to take the exams in the spring. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck Saturday, Coach.
Thank you.
Junior high principal, Mr. Dara.
Hello, everybody. We recently concluded the second marking period on January 13th. Report cards will be posted tomorrow, Friday, the 21st. Currently, teachers are administering midterm exams. The dates are a little bit more flexible for teachers this year, and scores will be rolled into the third marking period grade of students this year rather than a percentage in their final grade. I would also like to thank our cafeteria staff for their hard work throughout the year.
Thank you, Mr. Dara. Elementary.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's Susie Nestico. I also likewise just have a few things and announcements. I know Mr. Cheddar spoke a little bit earlier to the tutoring in the junior senior high school. Just a reminder that in-person tutoring also continues to remain available for elementary students. Since the turn of the new year, we came back from break, our tutoring has increased from approximately 24 students per day to 40 students per day, and that's 3 days per week, and it's in person. It's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and that remains open for additional referrals. Our annual Title I parent meeting was held virtually on Tuesday, January 11th this year. It was just in the, I believe in the news item as well, our pre-K and kindergarten registration for the 2022 and 2023 school year is now open online. The registration can be completed online by the elementary school webpage. I've talked before about our FAST program, our Families and Schools Together program. that is comprised of an elementary team, elementary staff member team that recruit several families each semester for the program. It's a parent engagement program that builds stronger, more supportive relationships at home to help students be more successful at school. Our spring session of FAST is scheduled to begin on Monday evening, January 31st. So thank you to Mrs. Lori Heath, who heads up and coordinates that team, and the other teachers and staff members involved. Flyers were sent home recently with students. Parents are asked to please return if they are interested in participating in the program. Second marking period report cards will be posted on the student information system, as well as will be sent home with students tomorrow, Friday, January 21st. In order to view the report cards on the information system, parents must register for the CSIU parent portal on the elementary school's website. Also, a reminder to families to please continue to complete health screenings at home and communicate any COVID exposures or testing to the school nurse promptly. And finally, many thanks to our various community organizations, families, and local churches throughout our district and beyond, who contributed an impressive amount of gifts, as always, for students in need within our school throughout the holiday season. The generosity of our community is above and beyond, as always. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Nestico. Special education.
Hello, good evening. The only announcement I have is that we're starting our enrollment for our PASA students, so students that are taking the alternative assessment. So we're starting that enrollment process, and then that testing window opens up in March.
That's it. Thank you very much. Maintenance, Mr. Fegley, are you here? Maintenance?
Can you hear me, Jose?
Yeah, we're good, Dave. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Good evening, guys. Our renovation project should be wrapping up sometime in February. I was expecting to be done by now, but there's some tie-ups with with McClure Company on other projects that they're trying to get completed as well. So the HVAC balancing, that's all been completed. There's a few tweaks to some of the heating units that are needed, as well as some testing they want to do yet for our bipolar ionization systems. Other than a few questions that I have regarding the type of HVAC unit, we're hoping to close out this phase of the project by, as I said, the end of February. One of our part-time custodians, Sandy Horsfield, resigned early this month, so I wish her well. Because of the staff shortages that we've been dealing with for some time now, I'm hopeful that we'll have a short-term solution to that tonight. And lastly, our maintenance and custodial staff has done an excellent job with the recent snow and ice storms. It's been a challenge, so big thanks for that. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Fegley. Athletic directors? Mr. Sakavage?
Good evening. I'm going to do it, Jose.
Thank you.
Yep. The only announcement that I have, pretty good week for athletics this past week. Our varsity wrestling team had 2 wins against North Schuylkill and Shamokin. Boys basketball won against a big win against Southern. Our girls won a big game against Shamokin, and our competitive cheerleaders won the district championship this week. So just commending all of our coaches, athletes for their time this season, and best of luck throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you, Cassandra. And to piggyback on that a little bit, congratulations to you and your staff on the first district championship ever in competitive cheer. It's just another feather to hang in our hat in Mount Carmel area, another sports program to have a district championship. So congratulations and good luck in 2 weeks at Hershey.
Yes, thank you very much.
Under athletic items, I need a motion for items 1 and 2. I'd like to separate out 3.
Motion. Second, Muldowney.
You got that done?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Bellier,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Brett,
Yes.
thank you. Mr. Gonzalo.
Yes.
Mrs. James Felches, Mrs. Latour, Mr. Muldowney,
Yes.
Mr. Reno,
Yes.
Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
I need a motion to approve Donovan James as interim junior high boys basketball coach at step one at a prorated salary of $647.10. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Nevin,
Second.
Cheryl? On the question? Roll call?
Mr. Valier?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yep.
Mr. Brett?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo?
Yes.
Mrs. James abstains. Mrs. Latour?
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney?
Yes.
Mr. Reno?
Yes.
Mr. Zach?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I need a motion to approve financial items 1 through 4.
Motion.
Second Muldowney.
Paul? Mr. Brett?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo?
Yes.
Mrs. James Felches? Mrs. Latour?
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney?
Yes.
Mr. Reno?
Yes.
Mr. Zach?
Yes.
Mr. Valier?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
Under committee reports, Mr. Cheddar, I believe we're having an Education Foundation meeting following the meeting, unless you have something now.
Correct, Mr. Gonzalo. Again, we'll be meeting after a conclusion of tonight's school board meeting. I would just encourage our community to check out the foundation website for many of the great projects that are going on. I am happy to announce that we started planning for our won't be sixth annual. Unfortunately, we had a COVID year a couple years ago, but we're planning for our 6th COPPAS camp this summer in conjunction with the CSIU and Bucknell University. So more information coming about our COPPAS camp in the coming weeks and months.
Thank you, Mr. Cheddar. Under new business, I need a motion to approve items 1 through 12 as listed. In item number 4, we will add $1,425 to that cost. We will add $500,000 to item number 7.
Are we doing
1 through 13.
I'm sorry.
There's a 13.
I'm sorry, 1 through 13.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
A motion.
Motion Muldowney.
Roll call?
Mr. Gonzalo?
Yes.
Mrs. James Felches? Mrs. Latour?
Yeah.
Mr. Muldowney?
Yes.
Mr. Reno?
Yes.
Mr. Zach?
Yes.
Mr. Valier?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Brett?
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
Under personnel, I need a motion to approve items 1 through 10. I will read number 5 as there is an addition to it. Approve the internal move of Dottie Smith, elementary remedial specialist from 3rd grade elementary teacher. There is no salary change with this move, and this position will now be funded with ESSER funds. Do I have a motion?
Great. Motion Muldowney.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call. Mr. Valier?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Brett?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo?
Yes.
Mrs. James Felches? Mrs. Latour?
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney?
Yes.
Mr. Reno?
Yes.
Mr. Zach?
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
Once again, under public comments and questions, are there any comments or questions from the public?
Yes.
No online comments at this time.
Well, we have one here, Ms.
Yes, I would just like to address the issue regarding masks. I wrote up a letter to the school board and I'd be happy to provide copies.
Sue, excuse me, I know who you are. Will you please state your name and your
Oh,
residence?
sure. My name is Sue Fletcher. I am from Coltmont.
Thank you.
Okay, and I just read them, and that way my thoughts will not get scattered.
Go right ahead.
Fellow school board members and administration. As a parent of 6 adult children, all graduates of Mount Carmel area, and now a grandmother of 5 grade school granddaughters, I would like to express my concern regarding the mask mandates for our children here in the district. The decision for masking should at minimum be determined by parents who are aware of their child's personal and psychological needs and most knowledgeable regarding their personal health and welfare of their own children. In addition, on December 10th, 2021, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court struck down the acting Secretary of Health school masking order. As a parent and former part-time high school educator, I am appalled by the methods used by the media and some government officials in an attempt to control our children with senseless rules that do not apply to any other sector in society at this time. I'm deeply concerned about the lasting damage and effect these mandates will have on our children's ability to learn due to a lack of oxygen, but also because of many side effects such as fearfulness, a lack of confidence, lack of concentration, depression, suicide, insecurity, and an inability to understand language, facial expressions, and even more simply, just the ability to recognize gentle acts of kindness, such as a smile, a wink, or the ability to get to know their friends, classmates, and teachers in an effective way. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a parent, and that's where I dedicated most of my life alongside various roles here and in other places in education. But it's easy to see that the masking of our children is psychologically damaging. If it's not apparent now, continued masking will make that clear in the future. I am asking the school board and administration to resist the complaints of those who buy into the fear campaign as presented on television and media. The real scientific facts do not support such overreaching rules that do not apply in any other area of life, especially when children are and still remain practically symptom-free if they do contact COVID-19. There is also no evidence to prove that children spread COVID-19 to other children or any other adults for that matter. Every parent should have the right to determine if masking is appropriate for his or her own child and situation, and not the federal government or the school board or administration. Please make it a priority to fight for your school district's children and parents and discontinue the masking mandate. Should be our personal choice as a parent to send our child to school with a mask or not. Our children's health, education, and psychological future is at stake. May God protect and sustain you during these trying days of decision-making and education.
Thank you, Sue.
I'm not sure if
as you know,
that's up for a vote, but I would hope that it would be considered as optional. I'd rather no mandate at all, but at least allow each parent to determine if that's in the best interest of their child.
thank you, Sue. I appreciate your coming tonight, and I fully respect you and your opinion and what you've done with your children and grandchildren. It certainly is commendable. Is anyone here would like to say anything to Ms. Fletcher? Sue, I know it's a tough job. It's a tough job that we're put here for, and we're doing our best. And what we're going to try to do at this point, and you can read it, we're going to extend it for one more month. And I think I can speak for most folks to say that we're in a pretty good position. We're probably better off than most districts in our area. We haven't had any shutdowns. The most important thing that we committed ourselves to was having in-person learning. And because of that, and because of the masks, we've been able to do it. We've been able to have our kids in school and not at home and not in front of a screen. Whether it's the right way to go about it, none of us are sure. Nobody knows that. But we do know that we haven't lost an event. We haven't lost anything because of what we're doing here. And not only that, that it's something that goes farther than that, is the contact tracing and everything else that's involved. And because they're masked, we don't have to do that. We don't have the manpower, we don't have the nurses, we don't have other folks to do that sort of thing in our district. And that's all of those things taken together are the reasons that we've chosen to do what we're doing. And I hope you're just patient with us for one more month. And hopefully things are going to clear up for us and we can change that at the next meeting. But right now we feel that is to really dumb it down. Why do you want to fix something that isn't broke? We're in school right now. We're having in-person learning and it's working for us. And we don't want to change it now and make it all go away. And that's only my personal opinion. But I think most folks here agreed, since we did agree to extend it for one more month. And I think that's what we're going to be. But we do thank you for your consideration. Thank you for the way you went about it. And we will certainly take into consideration your thoughts when we bring this up again in a month. So thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We're in the final stretch.
Yes.
We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Nobody wants masks forever. And I think I speak for everybody. It's the health, education, and safety of the children is the only concern. And it's just be patient. It's right around the corner.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. At this point, Mr. Cheddar will conclude with some updates with our health and safety plan. And we'll turn it over to Mr. Cheddar.
All right, everyone. Again, Mr. Gonzal did a good job of reviewing the thought process of the school board and the administration. Again, first of all, I'd like to personally thank our students, our parents, and our community, and especially our students. They've been great. A lot of them I know, just like Ms. Fletcher said, that there's a lot of pros and cons to everything going on, but our students, to their credit, have done, whether they agreed with it or not, they've done everything what's best for in-person learning. I think they know they don't want their basketball games messed with. They don't want their football games, their wrestling matches. Again, like everyone just stated, this is not going to be forever. This is not the point. But again, at this point, it's not necessarily about whether you feel the mask is safe or not. It's really about limiting the close contacts. We had a bad week COVID-wise here at Mount Carmel area, a pretty bad week. And the number of students that had a quarantine were limited. If we were not wearing masks, that number would be in the hundreds. And again, you don't have to look too far. You could look at other districts that are unfortunately dealing with those types of things. So again, it's not a forever thing. Again, I'm crediting our students, our parents, our community, and listen, our administration, our teachers, and our nurses, our Kelly Ryan and Leanne Ryan. Again, I say this all the time. All of us may not be in high school or elementary anymore, but all of us can remember during cold or flu season what it's like to be in a nurse's office. Now, can you imagine the nurse's office, not only during cold and flu season, but with COVID going on? So a credit to Kelly and Leanne Ryan. They've been doing a great job with our administrators. Again, everyone, I'm really proud to say that we're all sticking through this together. And again, we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. So just quickly, just some reminders. Again, we are going through a rough stretch. This is a bad week here for us. It's very important to continue those daily morning screenings and continue to keep children home if they're sick. That is the most important thing to guarantee us in-person learning. Reminder to check out our COVID-19 tracker. That's where we put the most up-to-date information as far as positive cases in our district. And a reminder to our parents and our community, we have a back to school response guide on our main website. You often hear a lot of people say, well, it's confusing. The CDC rules, the DOH rules are confusing. We tried to put together a response guide for you to try to help you where if you're positive yourself or if you're a close contact, not only did we try to explain it, but we backed it up with websites and data to give you some reasoning and a lot of answers to hopefully some of your questions if you're dealing with some COVID-19 issues. And again, as mentioned, any virtual instruction day would be the last resort for our district. But please, I need our parents to at least prepare for the fact where this may be coming. Again, we've been through this, especially last year. We don't have to think too long ago of what we went through last year. It could happen at any moment. We're asking that our parents at least prepare for childcare in the event that we need to go virtual for a short period of time. But again, any type of virtual day would be a last resort for this district. And that is all I have at this time, Mr. Gonzalo.
Thank you, Mr. Cheddar. A reminder that our next regular meeting will be February 17th. And may I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second.
Who seconded it?
Aye.
Gerald,
I did, I'm sorry.
Bill seconded it.
okay. Yes or no?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. See you next month.
7/2019.